Okay. Yeah, looks like we are up and running. So, welcome back. We are now onto the sixth scenario of lobotomy 2, playing with just all the base core. And this is our first attempt at this one. So I got everything just about set up, and we will start with the opening story and work our way from there. So, this one starts with, for the first time in what feels like forever, you can hear no dogs, no laughter, no threats. The sudden silence gives you a chance to ponder recent events. Who are these monsters infesting the hospital grounds? Why are you here? Where the hell is here? Is that the answer? Are you in actual hell? Without warning, a booming, multi-layered animal roar interrupts your moment of reflection. The cry shocks you, even though it shouldn't really. The threats here are relentless. It would be more shocking if they gave you a proper chance to unwind, even just a few minutes. As it is, you have barely recovered from dealing with one problem, and here comes another. The call sounds out again. It must be a single creature producing it. Yet the tones in auroral textures being produced seem to simultaneously run the whole length and breadth of the audible spectrum. It's hard to be sure, but it sounds like it's coming from some distance away. You look around, trying to see if you can get a better idea of which direction the sound is coming from, and are stopped in your tracks when you finally see it. It isn't the source of the noise, but it may be a representation of the creature. Quite near the central fires stand a crude cross. Some poor devil has been left hanging there, naked, daubed in blood, and tied to the cross like some strange mockery of Christian religion. But the worst thing is the head. It's the head that stops you in your tracks, or rather, the lack of a head. The crucified man has had his head removed, and in its place sits a large bleached skull of some unknown beast. The intricate antlers and long, almost wolf-like yet strangely horse-like skull makes the figure look horrific enough, but the worst part is the realization that much of the blood on the torso streaks down from the mangled stump that was once the man's neck. That doesn't happen when decapitating the dead. Below the cross is a vast assortment of bones, polished stones, and shining pieces of metal. Lumps of meat in various states of decay complete the collection. You get the distinct impression that they are all offerings to the hanging figure, that you are in the presence of a shrine to some ancient god, or at least something worshipped as such. You can hardly believe that you haven't really appreciated what this clearing was, although it's easy to miss things when you're fighting for your life. It's only now you notice that the tribute under the cross contains many, many bones, which must come from numerous people and strange abominations, but you cannot spot a single skull. Then you spot a couple, not under the cross, but on a small shelves, fixed on the trailers by the doors. Each of the skulls is human, but each also has been modified with animal bones or small branches to give the impression of horns or antlers, to make them look even more like that thing atop the crucified man, more like the subject of the local devotion, more like their god. The multi-layered roar sounds out again, and now you have to have no doubt that it is the voice of the villagers' god. Maybe you can find out more about this creature they worship and how to defeat it, if you can find other shrines and worshippers to it. But how to identify them? You remember the bones under the cross, the lack of skulls, yet so many people must have died to make the pile of bones. Maybe they were used to make other horned skulls. no, maybe, you're certain that there will be other horned skulls nearby. You set off to find them. Well, thank you very much, Mirig. So we have everything set up. Our tracking for our timer is 12 rounds. We don't actually flip the cards this time, so we don't have any surprises that way. The Hellhounds, which are the only figures on the board at the moment, are actually already empowered, and our characters can go to their insane side as long as they have the insanity and they have completed their quests. So all of that's been set up already. Okay, so we next end up reading the first event card. So it says cult places. So all of the question marks that are placed around the board are there just to represent where some of these skulls are that we're looking for. So they're cult places. In cult places, you can make a wisdom test, one action point to do, and remove the token. For each success, place a health token on this card to a maximum of 4 per test. Okay, so it looks like you get a special story when 4, 8, 12, 16, and 20 are done. And then, if all of them have already been done and you still didn't get 20, you still have the same story to read at the end. So we have 8 different spots that we can go search. And that looks like all that we have for setting up. So right now we have Maddie Maxwell, Joanne Justice, Demi Hawkins, and Gary Wolfswald are our 4 heroes for this adventure. And Maddie Maxwell gets to go first. And let's see, she can move 2 spaces. So we're going to do 1, 2, 1. Open that up with my second movement. So that was 2 over 3 actions. You get to move 2 spaces per 1 action point for your movement. And she does have her innate ability of Bionic Arm. So once per round, for 0 insanity, I gain a basic attack, and I can reroll any number of the dice for that basic attack. So she's going to go after the dog. Now the dog has 2 innate block, and gets a 1 blue dice for defense. Maddie is strength, and she's got a broken beer bottle. So she gets 3 green die to go up against 1 blue die. And the dog also does have, if you get a lightning bolt on the blue, he can dodge the attack. So no matter how many successes, she'll still miss. So on the positive side, right now she is sitting at 3 success because the glass bottle gives lightning bolt as a success. So I will reroll this 1 green die. And that gives me 4 success, which is good because the dog did roll 1 defense, so it had 3 block, but it only has 1 life. So what is special about this one is we do not remove them from the board. They just kind of fall over. We still do get your rewards, but they do not leave the table. So what we end up having to do is, and there's also no spawn turn. So we don't actually spawn in new enemies. What we end up doing is rolling a dice, and depending on the result, the dogs, I believe, need a lightning bolt to stand up. All other monsters require a sanity. And I believe that looks like a green die that you end up rolling to see if they stand back up or not. Now, since she killed one with the bionic arm, she needs to do that 3 times to complete her personal quest. She still has 1 more action left. And she might actually, she gained a sanity for the kill. Well, it doesn't matter. I might try to keep the sanity. I will. I'm just going to move her right there. Okay, so now Joanne Justice gets her turn. And let's see. Maddie Maxwell, since it is a brain test for the altar or the cult places, may not want to try to get her there too much because she only has 1 intelligence. Same thing with Gary. So both of them aren't the greatest for doing the tests, but Joanne's not bad, and Demi Hawkins would definitely be the better of the 2 for that. Now Joanne Justice is gonna go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and Hellhounds is intelligence, or they come with. So truthfully, I'm gonna still drag that just to finish my movement, so I don't lose out too much on that. So that was all 3 movements, but she does have a sure swing, which is an attack, but it doesn't cost any AP. But it does a 3 cooldown. So we are going to do a sure swing. Put the timers for the cooldown on that, which ends up being 2 green dice against the 1 blue for the Hellhound. But she already starts with 3 automatic success. And her attack is going to be with her sling, which is nice because it does give a 1 free reroll of 1 of the dice. But truthfully, she has had 2 successes because Lightning Bolt doesn't help her out on that, but that still puts her at 5 versus the 3 for the dog. So we knock that dog over also. Her beating the dog, she gains a sanity. Okay. And that would be the end of her turn. Okay, so on Demi Hawkins' turn, I am going to pop her prepping, which is a 3-turn cooldown. Takes 1 action point, but I can upgrade my armor or somebody else's armor that's on my square for free without using junk. So I think I am definitely going to upgrade Demi's one for herself because she's a little bit more squishy than Gary, and he's the only other one that's on that spot. And then she's just going to go 1, 2 to open, and 1, 2 to move over there. Okay. And she also does have a skill that is mind over matter. She can use once per round, which is either gain 1 to intelligence until the end of the round, or I can move to a character, monster, or locker currently in range 3. So since that requires no actual additional action or sanity to do, she is going to end up picking up Gary and moving him 2 spaces. Okay, so we moved him there. And that was all 3 of Demi's actions. And then, yep, that was all 3 of her actions. So Gary gets to go. So he is going to do first action, open door, and move. Second action, I guess we'll come over here, and third action is search. So he's got 3 imagination. So we get 3 blue dice. I need 2 success to get a weapon, 3 success for equipment, or 2 success also can net me a drug. I get no junk out of this. So he gets, come on, I get 2 success. A 2 success and a sanity, so he will get a sanity. And he is definitely going to go for a weapon. Ooh, okay. This will be pretty decent. He's got the lobotomy spike, which is definitely going to be an improvement over broken glass. But he's going to hold on to the broken glass also. But the lobotomy spike is you have to have a 3 in any attribute. So you can pick whichever attribute you want to use, intelligence, agility, or strength. For the attack, lightning bolt gives a success automatically. The other basic, if you upgrade it for just 2 random junk, once per turn you may attack for 0 action points with this weapon. It does not have to be in hand. You can upgrade it, so as long as you have 3 or better in a stat. For 1 junk, you can upgrade it. If you defeat a monster, you draw 1 junk. So it helps you feed and get more junk. The other upgrade is, again, 1 more piece of junk. Lightning Bolt also gives you critical hit, which critical hit will end up doing any of the non-blocked damage going through successes get doubled. So lobotomy spike can really help take out a lot of enemies if need be. Okay, so that was his third action of getting that, and all of his other abilities really don't have much bearing on this at the moment. So then we get, he moves up the track, so he just jumps on for the first time. We don't do the stand up yet. Everything moves first. The dogs have 2 movement points. So I guess we'll start over here. That one will come down to there. This one will come up there. That one will go there. This one looks like it probably come over here. This one will go there. This one will go there to get closer to him. That's kind of... Oh, Actually, no. 1, 2, 1, 2. Because it'll go that way. Okay, looks like they all moved. So then, we're going to try standing the one up in there first. Nope, that goes away. Now the other one that's on Joanna Justice, that one does stand up. So that dog springs back up like nothing ever happened. Alrighty. So now we have one attack because that dog came back for Joanne Justice. Now the nice positive thing of her is her clinical perfectionism adds 1 extra blue dice to defense. So between her straitjacket that gives 1 and that, plus she also has an innate block already, so she's get 1 success for a block. Now the Hellhound that's empowered gets 1 red and 1 green, and a success or a lightning bolt gives double success for the dog. So we'll see how good Joanne Justice can block. Joanne didn't block anything with the dice, so she gets her 1 innate block. But on the positive side, the dog only did 2 points of damage, but 1 is blocked, so she only takes 1 damage. Now her clinical professionalism kicks off because of that. Plus she has to block 10 damage in total over multiple times for her to go complete her personal quest and flip to her insane side. But the clinical professionalism goes now on cooldown, so I still get the passive ability. But what that is, when you receive damage while this disorder is not on cooldown, it goes on cooldown, and I get to draw a drug. So, looks like she got a red. Now, the drugs you can use in any dice roll, they come in all the different colors, blue, red, brown, green. You can use them at any point in time, but they're one use only, and then they go away. Okay. So, with that round all said and done, first player token moves to Joanna Justice. And it is then, well, at the start of the turn, everything ticks down for cooldown. Okay. So, Joanne doesn't have high enough intelligence to get away, but she can use her sling against the dog that's on her at the moment. So that is 3 green versus 1 blue. So right now she has 3 success and the dog has 3 block. Her sling can re-roll, so I'm going to use a green drug so I can re-roll, or I can get 1 more green dice. And I'm going to use a sling to re-roll that one since that turned out crappy. And that gave me just enough to defeat the dog. So using the drug, like I just said, was a one-time use. I got an extra die. We beat the dog, so I gain 1 sanity for beating the dog. So that was her first action. Second action is come up and kick open this door, because we're eventually going to have to go through it. And third action is try our luck again against the dog through the door, because her sling does have a range of 1. So she can go sling it at the dog. Well, she slung it at the dog. She would have been really great, except for it rolled a lightning bolt, so it dodged her attack. She had 6 damage to his 4 defense, but as I said, it dodged out of her way, so she did not knock that one over. And that is her round. So now we have Demi down over there, which she will do a search for 1 action point. So, not looking too shabby. 2 success gives her a weapon or equipment choice. 1 success gives her drugs. If she gets 3 or better, she can pick a drug and one of the weapon or equipment. Heck, if she gets 5, she can get all 3. But you can't pick, if you get 4, you can't pick 2 weapons. You can only pick it once per each item. And she got no junk for that search, so she got 3 success. Let's see, she has a spell scroll, which is range 2. But she already upgraded her straight jacket, so I don't know if I really want to try different at that. So I think I'll do weapon and drug for her. Man, well, this weapon I kind of wish would have gone to Gary instead, but we got a splashing paddle. So this is a 4 any attribute, which Demi can still use. It is an AoE damage as basic. So instead of just picking one enemy in your square, you'll hit all the enemies. If you upgrade it, it takes a piece of wood and a paper. The lightning bolt would equal a success, and on top of that, you may move 1 space with stealth after the attack. Then for better upgrade, for wood and bottle, you get a green die, and then any junk, wood and rock, you can add a red die. So that would be strictly a melee close-in weapon. And with her ability of the mind over matter, she can usually give herself a intelligence of 4, so she can use the upgraded parts of that if she ends up using that for an attack and upgrading it far enough. So she gets another drug. She gets a blue one, good for defense and search rolls and things like that. So that was her first. Her second, if she uses her spell scroll, which is probably what I'm going to do, yep, I could do spell scroll with her. I could use her mind over matter to boost it, so she would have 4 intelligence, which I truthfully, well, no. Imagination is what's used for searching. If I boost that, that'll give her 4 dice, and the spell scroll can reach 2 squares. So I can hit that dog through the wall, but you can't go past the square after the wall, no matter how far your reach is, unless it's infinite or it doesn't require line of sight. But line of sight will end right through the square after that broken wall. So I'm thinking I'm going to keep her back there. Because my other option is I can also use Mind Over Matter to draw the dog to my square. And that will give me one of my 4 times I would have to do that I could flip Demi Hawkins to her insane side. But right now I'm going to just do Mind Over Matter to give her +1 to intelligence. So I will have 4 green versus 1 blue. But the dog just passed the wall. So her second action is going to be shooting a spell with the spell scroll. Which, unfortunately, doesn't trigger. And she doesn't have any rerolls with what she has. So she did 2 damage. Dog didn't get any more defense, but he has 2 innate block to begin with. So, one more time, she's going to try for her last action, try to knock this dog over again. So, this time, that was 3 success. I think I'm going to just use her green drug, since she just picked up a blue. Because that right there, dog rolled 1 defense. I just need 1 more damage to actually knock him over. And I don't get the damage. But I gain 2 sanity. So hopefully the sanity is going to help her a little bit more than anything. So that is 3 action points for Demi Hawkins. Then we have Gary, who has the lobotomy spike. But he needs junk. He does have procrastination, which is a 3-turn cooldown, no action points required to activate. You can blink a non-boss monster on your space by the number of spaces equal to double its movement. Okay, so you could push him away. I was hoping I could draw it to him, but that don't work out. Okay, we all good. So Gary is going to. So you can use one of your action points to search for junk. I kind of want to start upgrading this lobotomy spike as quick as possible. So I think, even though it's going to kind of suck, I am going to search for junk. There's really no enemies right now on the board that are going to give me junk. So he got a glass broken bottle. Then 1, 2. It's brains. I think we're going to do 1, 2. That's going to end his round. Okay, and then we have Maddie Maxwell. She is going to, first action, do a search. Well, she gets 2 junk. She's the one that gets the most junk. She only has 2 imagination, so she gets 2 blue dice. It's going to take 2 successes for drug, 3 successes for a weapon, 4 successes for an equipment. And she gets 2 success. So she'll just get a drug, but she also gets 2 junk, which she may hold on to because, truthfully, I would rather have a better weapon. So she got a piece of pipe and a piece of wood. Now, thinking of that, I may try to grab that splashing paddle. But that would have to be a 4. I'd really have to boost her up. I'm still going to get a drug, because she rolled enough for at least that. So, Maddie gets, looks like another red. Okay, so that was her first action. Really wanted to get her out of here. Second action, and then third action. She's going to do another search. A little bit lower this time. 2 success is drugs or weapon. 3 success is equipment. She doesn't get any free junk from that. She got 2 success. So she is definitely going to do a weapon. And of course, she gets a mage staff, which requires intelligence, which she is at a 1. So 3 intelligence boosts. You can use the special upgrades. Her basic with a mage staff is green dice, lose 1 heart for each blank result. So, if I could get this to Hawkins, that would be kind of nice. And this is just literally on your square range. Paper and bottle. Lightning bolt gives you flame and holy. So it can set people on fire and take away their innate block, like the Hellhound would actually have no automatic blocks. One of these special upgrades is a piece of pipe and a wood, which lo and behold, Maddie actually has, so she can actually upgrade this. She can get to Demi Hawkins, which they're both still in that area, which would actually be kind of nice. They could swap. That adds a green die plus range 2. On top of that, you do not lose health for each blank result. And then the other upgrade, which is 2 junk in general, is a lightning bolt, gives you 2 automatic success. So that is what Maddie has on her. As I said, truthfully, I am going to upgrade that at the moment, since she has that stuff. For the 1 special, put this junk back in, and what I'm hoping to do next round is get Maddie Maxwell to meet up with Demi Hawkins and swap some weapons. So you can, once per round, trade for no action points with somebody else on your square. So each one can trade with each other once per round for no action points. So that was Maddie Maxwell's 3. That was the end of the round. So he moves. Everything moves. Then we try to stand up the knocked over dogs. So that's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 to go right there. 1, 2. That's already on. That's on. That's almost there. So now we'll do that one starting first. We'll see if it stands up. It does not. Now the other one knocked over. The one that stood up the last time does not stand up either. So the two that were knocked down stay knocked down. We have 3 different people fighting. So we will do Joanne Justice first, since she has one on her and she was the first player. She has 2 blue dice against a red and green for the Hellhound. Hellhound does 2. She has 1 innate block, and she rolled 1 block, so she blocked all the incoming damage, and she ticks up to 3. So then, the next one we'll do is Demi Hawkins, all the way down over there. So she does not have any innate block, but she did upgrade her straitjacket, so she gets 2 blue dice against 1 red and 1 green. Dog hits her a little bit harder. So Lightning Bolt is 2 success, so that is 4 damage coming at Hawkins. She rolled 1 block, so she takes 3 damage. She is unfortunately halfway dead. Okay, and then the last we have Gary. Good old Gary. He only gets 1 blue dice. And that will be against a red and green again. He does not block anything, and it gets a 5 damage. So that really wrecked Gary. He is halfway dead also. He has 9 health to begin with. That just took away 5, so he is down to 4 life. And that is the end of that round. So we're now on Demi Hawkins. Now Brains kinda let her dodge past the dogs. And I think she is just gonna pelt melt it all the way out of here. So she's gonna go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. See good old Maddie Maxwell. They are going to swap weapons. So she will take the mage staff, and she will pass the splashing paddle to Maddie Maxwell. So and then she does still have her innate ability that she can use, the mind over matter. So in range 3, she is going to push Maddie Maxwell out the door. Okay. That would be everything. Miss Hawkins, oh, almost forgot. All of these, since it was a new round, tick down. So all the abilities tick down 1 more. So Joanne Justice has clinical perfectionism back up and running. Demi's got 1 more round before she can pop her prepping again. Okay, so that was all of her. Now, Gary. Almost seems counterintuitive, but he's going to search for junk. Where is he? Okay, truthfully, nope, he's not going to search for junk. He's going to use his one piece of junk to upgrade his lobotomy spike. So, that is one of the upgradable parts, which, if I defeat a monster, I can draw one junk. So that didn't require any actions, points to upgrade. So we are going to use the lobotomy spike with his strength, with thanks to his mutant mass, is 4. So he gets 4 green dice versus 1 blue with 2 innate block for the Hellhound. So first action. First action, he lobotomy spiked the crap out of that dog. You got 6 success, and dog didn't roll any additional block, so he knocks that dog over. He was going to gain a junk. I'm trying to think if he still wants to gain the junk. I will gain the junk. Because I was thinking of upgrading the other aspect for 1 junk, and that is lightning bolt equals critical hit also. But I kind of want the once per turn I get for 0 action points I can attack with that weapon. Gives me an additional attack per turn. So that was his first action. Second action. It's going to be move. 1 there. I guess I'm going to dance up here, not like I really wanted to. Could have stayed on the square, which truthfully I think I will. He's just going to move right on, stay with the dog. Dog can follow him, but the other dog over there is going to jump on him, and with him already half dead, I'd rather not. So third action is going to be roll again. So he is going after this dog. 1 blue, 4 green. And he gets 4 hits. And dog did not roll anything for defense, so with the 2, that takes the dog out. That nets me another piece of junk, which isn't going to matter because I'm going to use both sets of junk to upgrade my lobotomy spike for the basic. So I will now get a free swing per round with the lobotomy spike. Okay, so that was... Oh, I haven't been grabbing the sanity. So we took out 2 different dogs this round, so he actually gets 2 sanity. Got to grab those before. So that is all of that. Next is going to be Maddie Maxwell, who got pushed out the door. Let's see. 1, 2, 1, 2. She doesn't have much defense. And she's not up to 4, so that doesn't do much. So we're going to try to risk this for a biscuit. So Maddie Maxwell is going to go 1, 2, 1, 2. Then she's going to use her improvisation. which is takes 1 AP, you do an attack. So I draw a weapon card and immediately use it to attack a monster on your space with +1 red die. If I get a lightning bolt, I keep the weapon card, otherwise I discard it. Something good, something good. Sword of Light. Well, she might be using some of her drugs. So she gains 1 green, 1 red. Against a blue with 2 innate block. Come on, get lucky. Yep, we're definitely using, we'll use a red drug to get another red die. Right now, we have 3 attack success against 3 block success, but no lightning bolt. Still didn't get a lightning bolt, but got more than enough success to knock him down, so this will get discarded. I'll just put that at the bottom. So we knocked him down. And I rolled 1 sanity with the red, and knocking him down, so she gains 2 sanity. Now what she's going to do is, no, they're all too far away. But I think, no, I'm going to. I will use 1 sanity. She has a Fast and Furious passive ability, used once per turn. After defeating a monster, spend 1 sanity to move 1 space. So she is going to actually move over here. Because I don't want 2 dogs on her. I'll just take 1 dog on her at the moment. And that should be all of her attacks, abilities, and what she can do. So, our next one is Joanne Justice. She's got 1 dog on her. She's got a sling. And she is going to end up using that. So, 3 for the sling. 1 for the blue die. Let's see if she can take out the dog that's sitting on her. Because she doesn't have high enough intelligence to. Ooh, there we go. I got 4 success against no extra defense, so that takes doggy out for number 1. She gains a sanity. She's got 2 intelligence. I gotta get to one of these. Because I really gotta start getting some of this stuff done. I'm having fun knocking down the dogs, but it's not helping me get to what I need to get done. So that was first action. Second action is going to be move here. Third action is going to be doing the wisdom test, which takes an action point to do. And she has 2 wisdom. So removing that one, she got 2 success, which not too bad. That is halfway up to the first story. Okay, so we got one of the cult places taken care of. That is all of those. So now enemy moves. Dog on there, dog on there. All of them are done. That one goes there. This one runs at him. Now comes a lot of rolling. So we will start all the way over here with the one laying down in the kennel. It does not get up. Now the one in front of Demi Hawkins, that does not get up. We'll go right along the line right here with Gary. Nope. Next to Gary. Nope. We'll do next one right there, right outside the door of Joanne. Nope. And the last one, dog all the way down there. Nope. Okay. Oh. Holy crap. I've been forgetting to move this one. Actually, I'll move them all the way up to there. That moves. And that should be about all what we need to do. Pop off all the cooldowns. Oh, oh. Nope, before we pop off all the cooldowns. There's one dog on Joanne, so she gets 2 blue dice. A green and a red. Almost forgot. Oh, yeah, and we have Maddie Maxwell that's going to get attacked too. Almost forgot about getting attacked. So, Joanne Justice doesn't block anything more. But she's going to get another drug because that dog hit her for, it's going to be 4. She has 1 and 8 block, so it's down to 3, and she rolls up to 4. So good old Joanne is down to 6 life. She started with 10. She's at 6 now. And the bad part, oh, we'll get her drug then. Then Maddie Maxwell. Yeah, hopefully she can live through at least this one. So she gets 1 blue die, 1 green, 1 red. And she lives. She didn't block any, but only 1. Oh, and she rolled for. Joanne Justice rolled 1 sanity for blue defense. So she will take 1 damage. Which, thankfully, that's all she took. Okay, now everything burns off their cooldown. And turns to Gary's first turn. Or Gary gets to go first. He doesn't have much brains, but he is going to try to clean up some dogs, as I'm going to go with, and finish clearing out some other spots for people. So he's going to come up and then move, because the dog moves with him, because his intelligence is not high enough. So then, I am going to use the lobotomy spike free action, which is 4 green dice against 1 blue for the Hellhound. So he got 4 success versus 2 defense. So he knocks the doggy over. And with him getting a junk for beating a monster, not even going to pick it up because I am instantly going to use that to upgrade the lobotomy spike to the very last thing. So now it does get crit also with a lightning bolt. So that was just one action. Doesn't really have much intelligence. He ain't the smartest cookie to come out of the cookie cutter. So let us he's hurting a little bit, but not completely dead. Joanne's still doing okay for herself. Would like her to get a little bit better, but that's okay. One, two, 1, 2. We'll get Gary over to there. Okay, that was about it for Gary. Then we get Maddie Maxwell. Maddie, well, she's probably just going to use her broken glass, because splashing paddle's nice and all, but I don't have it upgraded, and doesn't do anything special. It actually does a little bit worse, because I don't have multiple enemies on hers. So she's going to use her bionic arm, 3 green versus 1 blue.